pull up what Davos's meeting here, and what they said is the crisis they're most worried about, 2 years versus 10 years. Okay, so these are the things they put out just recently, what things to be worried about, 2 years versus 10 years. In the 2-year side, World Economic Forum, you will see at number 10, pollution, then economic downturn, then involuntary migration, then inflation, lack of economic opportunity, interstate armed conflicts. Rob, can you zoom in a little bit? Cybersecurity, number 4. And then you have social polarization, societal polarization, extreme weather events, and number 1 is what? Misinformation and disinformation, of course, because of election.
Yeah.
Look at the 10-year number. Go to 10 years. Number 10 is pollution. Then it's, look how many of them are green, by the way. Everything's about climate change, right? So look how many of them are green. So pollution, societal polarization, cybersecurity, involuntary migration, adverse outcomes of AI technology, misinformation, disinformation. So we're going to stop lying. Lying's going to decrease in the next 10 years from mainstream media is what they're saying. So natural resource shortage. And then what is that one? Biodiversity?
Biodiversity. 3 and 4 is code for overpopulation using up the earth.
Wow. Natural resource shortage and biodiversity loss and ecosystem collapse. Critical change to Earth systems. And number 1, extreme weather events. Tom, you see this. What do you think about?
I think over 10 years, they're worried about population. And number 5 and 6 is maybe they're worried about their control of messaging. And then involuntary migration, I don't think they really care. And then societal polarization, I don't think they really care. They're using that as a tool right now to everybody against each other. But then number 10, pollution, is directly related to number 3. So 3 of these on here, actually 4 of them, are related to we as the people. There's too many of us, and we're crushing the earth that we've been given, and we don't have the ability to control the messaging properly. And then this migration thing is going to be a problem too. And by the way, involuntary migration, you know why that's a problem, Pat? Because you have too many poor people over here that are trying to get over there. So it's also overpopulation. Yeah. One of their core tenets, and I've said this like 10 times in the last 5 minutes, is they want to solve overpopulation, and the way they solve it is not good.
Yeah. Oh, you know how else you could help in depopulating people? Have diversity for pilots for United. But by the way, look at 2 years, number 1. Oh, you want to kill people? Have pilots be that. That's 200 people a pop. Look at 2 years right now. Number 1 global threat to them is misinformation and disinformation. But notice how they're going to bust their asses because it's Elon Musk. At the end of the day, I don't think people realize, and I've said this before, how much credit you have to take your hat off to Elon Musk because he's giving us you know why he's such a threat, guys? Why Elon Musk is such a threat to the establishment? Because we get to see and hear everything that's negative about the government and Big Pharma, Pfizer and Moderna and all these idiots. Anyway, number 1 is misinformation, disinformation. Tom, in their 10-year plan, they're going to get rid of people like him. They're going to try to discredit him. They're going to try to get rid of his business. And that's why on 10 years, he drops down, people like that drop down to 5. So right now, it's control the information, push all that bullshit climate change and climate stuff, which is going to take over the next 10 years. That's what I see when I see that chart.
Well, I actually agree with why number 1 this year would be misinformation and disinformation because of all the elections that are taking place in 2024. We just saw Taiwan. So whether it's misinformation or disinformation or cis-information and you identify as a straight white information guy, the information, we're going to see deep fakes. We're going to see AI generated stuff. We're going to see all that, especially in the election cycle here in the United States, especially with Russia tampering in elections, especially with Iran and, all their friends out there causing terror. We're going to see misinformation and disinformation in 2024, no doubt. But their long-term agenda is certainly the climate crisis and overpopulation.
I like how 5, 6, and 7 are not a problem in 10 years.
Yeah, weird.
Armed conflict, lack of economic inflation. No, we're going to fix all that with a one world government, and we don't fight each other anymore.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.